swear I am organized as hell because I was ready to record episode 2 of Stranger Things after editing the first episode. So whilst that's rendering, I can watch this. Didn't have my mic prepared, so yeah. I'm organised, I swear I am. Hello everyone, Liam Catterson here, and we're on episode number 2 of Stranger Things Season 3 with the Mole Rats. Yeah, last episode was pretty much light-hearted. It was the calm before the storm, as they say, as we were getting to readjust ourselves with the characters and where they have been and what they've been up to, as well as the ominous threat looming, as Billy has been kidnapped by seemingly the Mind Flayer, who just wants a best friend. I mean, ever since Will and him decided to end that friendship, he's been feeling pretty lonely, hasn't he? So yeah, he's found a new friend in Billy. Yay! No, but it's going to be very, very interesting to see how things does go with Billy, and now that he might have this thing possessing him. So I'm sure he'll wing it. Like I said, he just needs to give the Mind Flayer a good beating up, and the Mind Flayer will just know, okay, humans are not to be messed with whatsoever. But yeah, with that said, let's just get into this episode. This is episode number 2 of Stranger Things Season 3. The extended reaction should be up on Patreon. Let's go. Oh, no, that's not good. Don't test my heart. Don't test my heart. I would. Be a great time to call a doctor right now. Is he some telephone box? Oh! Jesus! I said, what do you want? There's the red skies. Well, the red lightning, should I say. Spider-Man meme.
You can come over after?
No! I mean, I just think I need to be alone today.
This reeks of Hopper's involvement.
Feelings?
Do you lie?
What? No!
Roll a deception check.
Lie. What, Mom?
That was the key.
And you didn't yell at him.
I'll tell you everything over dinner. I was thinking, you know, Enzo's tonight, 7 o'clock. Hey,
he yelled.
Before you say no, I'd like to make one thing crystal clear. This is not a date.
Wait, a date?
Sure it's not.
You didn't say anything about a date.
I know, I didn't say anything.
And reaction videos suck.
In case there's any confusion on your part.
There's not.
We know the ship's there, Hopper.
Oh, shit.
Oopsie daisy. Careful there, Nancy Drew. Careful.
Is that coffee still hot? Because he kind of looks like Harvey Dent. Just saying.
Is who here?
Henderson.
Hey!
He's back!
Romance!
Back!
Romance!
You got the job! You got the job! Hey! Oh!
You cannot hate this. You can't.
How many children are you friends with?
Just speak louder.
I intercepted a secret Russian communication.
Yeah, okay, that's what I said. Wait, what does that mean?
It means, Steve, we could be heroes. True American heroes.
Huh. American hero.
Just think, you could have all
The spin-off is still there. Just saying.
More.
Steve
more.
and Dustin,
I like
American heroes.
I have a family. And I
Doing
can't
the
do
right
anything
thing.
that will hurt them.
At
You
least,
can understand that, right?
at least you've done the right thing now before it was too late.
But I shouldn't have said that. Billy.
What the? Oh, okay. This is what they also call the hangover effect.
Afternoon, Billy.
That whiskey was strong.
You
think you have evil Russians plotting against our country on tape, and you're trying to translate, but you haven't figured out a single word because you didn't realize the Russians use an entirely different alphabet.
She knows too much.
Sound about right?
Oh, what do you think you're doing?
I want to hear it.
Why?
Because maybe I can
No
help.
choice.
I'm
We've
fluent
got the
in
third
four
person. And plus, I think she would be a good match for
languages.
Steve.
If those diseased rats are running loose, the people, they ought to know. Wouldn't you agree?
Breaking news information.
Yes, I forgot to mention. Come on over here.
How can you forget to mention this?
I caught one of the little bastards.
I don't think it's little. That doesn't sound little.
Because at the end of the day, that's all the voters will remember. But I can't think.
Are you sure?
Much less plan with all that racket going
The
on.
negatives outweigh the positives.
So, if you don't mind, please, just do your job. Flash your little
For
gold badge
America.
and get rid of them.
This guy doesn't seem likable whatsoever. Dramatic reveal. It is!
Spires?
Awesome!
Lemonade, it's fresh squeezed.
Never trust a lemonade.
Thanks.
It's poisoned.
Do you mind if I make just a few more calls?
Not at all. I enjoy the company.
This would be her first company in like 10 years, wouldn't it? Yeah, I thought it would be bigger. But, yeah, it's just affected by the upside down. Oh, poor rat. Poor rat. Delicious. Oh, what's it doing?
I said, are you hurt? What's going on? I heard screaming. Should I call an ambulance?
Oh. Damn, this is really mental, and I'm just loving the sound effects. Oh, I love this song. Lucas just wants to take what happened to him in episode 1 out on someone.
That's it, girls. Okay, here we go.
This montage is sick.
Wardrobe change, please. Wardrobe change. Thank you.
I love this. Causing chaos in the mall. And she can get away with this. I love this.
Can we please play D&D now?
No. Week is long.
Well, that's thrilling.
I know, but progress.
The week is long for Steve.
Okay, here you go. You got a strawberry and then a vanilla with sprinkles, extra whipped cream.
Thanks.
Hey!
Are you even allowed to be here?
Rules were meant to be broken.
Dad. Okay.
Steve doesn't care.
I dump your ass.
Fitting song as well. Holy shit!
Now can we play D&D?
No. Ophelia, you're seeing patterns that aren't there. Coincidence.
But what if it's not?
Well, theoretically speaking,
It's like a science lesson for Joyce this
some
episode.
large version of this AC transformer could exist. a machine of some kind.
A machine?
But
Or
in
creature.
order to reach your house and downtown, gosh, that would take...
Fire the warhead at noon.
Exactly.
And my translation is correct. I know
And they're
that
not
for sure. So
exactly going to be
the
dumb
silver
about
cat
it, so they're
thieves,
going
why
to
would anyone talk like that unless they were trying to
talk in
mask the
code.
true meaning of their message?
Exactly.
And why would anyone want to mask the true meaning of their message unless the message was somehow sensitive?
Exactly.
So I guess that confirms your suspicion.
Evil Russian.
I can't believe I'm about to.
I don't think so. This code, it didn't come from Russia. It came from here.
American heroes. Ooh. I'm loving this. Like this trio.
No alcohol is allowed off the premises.
I can do anything I want. I'm the chief of police.
He's taking that liberty too far. Wasn't he part with the Russians? Oh, here we go. Feel a bit for Billy, but oh Oi, 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 that's... Oh, how do you describe that? Messed up, morbid, tormenting, hoi. Well, if you were a fan of relationships in this episode, then yeah, I think the only one that stood strong was the bromance that we had with Dustin and Steve, which reunited. But yeah, everyone was taking a hit. Mike and Elle, dead. Joyce and Hopper, I don't expect a pleasant conversation next time they meet, because Joyce stood him up for magnets, which I guess she finds that more attractive than Hopper. I love the pun. I love the pun. You can't take that away from me. No, but yeah, it was a really, really devastating episode for Ships. But it was for Billy as well. Like, obviously he was going to survive being dragged last episode, as we theorized. And yeah, I really, really loved that scene, those moments where he confronted his upside down self, being with that replacing his replacing the Billy that we know and hate, not know and love. But yeah, it was still great. It was daunting, and I thought that those scenes, because I think there was more than one of them, but those scenes were brilliantly executed. And I do have to say, I think the monster taking over the form of Billy makes you feel a bit bad for Billy, because this is not himself. He's trying to fight against the upside down, and the thing is, he has no idea about this thing, whereas last season, at least Will had an understanding of the upside down, because he dealt with it season prior. Billy, not a clue. So he is completely out the loop with what's happening, and he's just a surprise. He is the most surprised one here. So yeah, and I'm thinking out of the main characters, I think Billy's the only one who is the only character to not deal with the upside down. I think apart from Mr. Clark, if you consider him well, he's a recurring character. So yeah. But still, it makes you feel a bit bad. Like, I don't think he would feed humans to whatever that thing was at the end, if this was legit Billy. But yeah, we saw some really, really... I loved... Gotta say, I do love the sound effects, especially when we focused on Billy. It was just so daunting and so devastating. I really, really loved the utilization there, as well as the camera shots as well. It was... very distressing, which is great, because that's the situation that Billy's in right now. So the utilization of sound and camera effects for Billy's perspective was really, really well done, as well as that little flash forward bit that we got where Billy looked like he killed Mrs. Wheeler, but thankfully he didn't do it in reality. So yeah. I really enjoyed the mall scenes as well. Gotta say, that was such an 80s move to make, to have Material Girl played. Which is funny, because I'm a 90s kid, but you get that vibe, don't you? And it's just so beautiful to see. But I really thought the relationship with Max and Eleven was really, really great, especially since them two were squabbling last season. And it was really, really great for Max to be on Eleven's side, even though it wasn't Mike's fault. Yes, Mike is a bit of a dick, but that whole situation was not Mike's fault. It was Hopper. It just makes you think, what did Hopper say to Mike to scare him stiff and all of that? Because he was very intimidated about meeting up with 11. Yeah, I'll just move the fan there. No, don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. It's gonna fall. It's gonna fall. But yeah, as I was saying, he was very intimidated. And yeah, I really felt a bit bad for Mike, but yeah, that was surprising that 11 decided to take on Max's advice and dump him. So yeah, but I do feel like Hopper's going to feel a bit hurt about the fact that 11 and Mike are no more. Yeah, he wanted a bit of peace and quiet and wanted to establish some boundaries, but I don't think he wanted them to break up, because we might see some long-term ramifications on 11 where she feels dejected and all of that, because she was at happiness with Mike, and yeah. And plus, she's still got a chance. I mean, Lucas and Max, they were on and off for 5 times, and yeah, so we still got hope for 11 and Mike. Yeah, but it was really, really good stuff, this episode. I feel so bad for Will as well. Like, he wants to just play D&D, but I think that's a cry for him to for things to return to normal, because normality has been absent for a long time for poor Will. And now that they're growing up, that strain of going back to their old roots becomes more apparent. So yeah, I do feel a bit for Will, but I think the timing, whilst they were bored around the shops and all of that, because the boys were not having it as joyful as the girls, was really, really well done comedy-wise. But I think when you look deeper into Will's comments, I think he just wants things to return back to normal. Because, like I said, normality has been a lot longer, I feel, for him, because he's been at the core of these anomalies, and yeah, you just feel a bit for him. But yeah, it was really, really good. I will say, despite what's happened, with I still do enjoy Hopper as well, like his character. Yes, it was his fault and all of that, but he's just such an enjoyable character anyway, so yeah. Although Carmen did kick him up the arse when Joyce kind of stood him up, didn't it? Because he was just left there. So that's what I see it. It's basically karma. The whole magnet situation was a bit of karma. But I don't mean that in a malicious way, but like I said, the universe is perfectly balanced, so yeah. But like I said, I don't think there's going to be some pleasantries exchanged between them two when they do reunite next episode, or whenever that is. I am also kind of glad that the crisis at Hawkins, with many people losing their jobs because of the mall, is extended in this episode. It was touched up upon briefly in the last episode, but this was extended with Hopper meeting Mayor Klein, who doesn't seem to be like the most pleasant person around. But I do enjoy how that's extended. I know it's an odd comment to make, but I feel like this gives the world that we live in, like the characters that we like that are extras and all of that, it gives the world we live in a bit more life in this situation. So yeah, I really, really loved that inclusion. We saw Jonathan and Nancy discover Mrs. Driscoll's house, I think it is, yeah, with the rat situation and the fertilizer, and yeah, it seemed like we got more of an insight about, because we saw the rats exploding in the last episode, and now we saw that one rat explode in this episode, and it managed to scamper away, like it formed into something related to the Upside Down. So we got to see a bit more of what about the rat situation. So yeah, that was really, really good stuff as well. And we have to talk about the trio, the American heroes. Can I just say though, I do love the idea that the ice cream place they are working at acts like as a small base whilst they were investigating this Russian business, and it just works so well. Like the ice cream place being a small, like, little base, which can extend to when shit hits the fan with the Upside Down and all of that, because it works so well. It's goofy, and yet it's too good not to use. So yeah, it's too good not to use. Like, I just think it works so well. But yeah, we got the bromance back on track, and we had a nice talk, which I really, really loved. And I really loved Robin's character. We got a bit of her in the last episode, but that was more throwing shade at Steve. Whilst this time she was more involved, and I loved her exchange with Dustin as well. That was really, really great to see them theorize about the Russians and all of that before Steve managed to give them a bit more information, because he was left out, and then he saw the prancing horse thing, and that's when it came to that the message stemmed from the mall they were in. So yeah, I don't know, Robin's character is a really, really brilliant addition. Like, I think the dynamic with her and Steve and Dustin works so well, and I really, really love her inclusion thus far. So yeah, I really, really loved the bromance reunion. But yeah, this was this had more going on in the episode. It wasn't as much of a downtime episode. There was some downtime bits, like I said, the whole Max and 11 shopping spree thing was really, really good stuff to see. And it was really, really good to see her explore the world for herself, because we know she's restricted. And now she gets to live every child's dream, which is to explore the mall. But it's even better with her because she's got powers, as we saw her goof around with the older children, like with the cup. Yeah, the benefits are more jubilant for 11. So yeah, but I really, really did like this episode so much, because we got a bit more into the story and into the threat with Billy, and it was just really, really good stuff to delve in further into this episode story wise. It wasn't as much as of a downtime episode. So yeah, I felt like this was a really this moved the story along more than the last episode, and I just really enjoyed it. So yeah, it was awesome stuff. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!